In the field of science and innovative technology, Russia and the US have been natural competitors for years now, and sometimes things do get a little crazy. Now, Elon Musk just took it a step further and basically threatened Russia. Now, everyone in the world knows of Elon Musk, the mad genius of our lifetime, and Russia is no exception. But since Musk is famous for all of his technological advances, it seems like Russia might just be getting a bit jealous, and Elon Musk has a stern response for them. But don't worry, there are no hostilities between the two nations, so what exactly happened? Let's get into it right now. Putin versus Elon Musk. It's safe to say the tech billionaire is not tolerant of Putin's take on artificial intelligence. While addressing a group of young school children, Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, said that the nation that leads in AI will be the ruler of the world. The president's words cannot be taken lightly, given the rivalry between Russia and the US. At the moment, the US is fighting for its place as the world superpower and will do all it takes to prevent the Russians, as well as the Chinese, from dominating the world. The European country could use the AI revolution to gain an upper hand. Elon Musk quickly responded to Putin's statement by tweeting a simple statement saying, "It begins." The response by the tech genius makes it clear that he will not allow Russia to get ahead with AI. Musk understands the dangers of unregulated AI, which he considers a threat to world peace. In another tweet, Musk followed up with a more clear statement saying, "China, Russia, soon all countries with strong computer science competition for AI superiority at national level most likely caused World War III, in my opinion." This tweet made it very clear that Elon Musk believes that the fight for innovation and to lead the AI revolution will be the most likely cause of World War III. The level of destruction is unimaginable, as machine learning will make it possible to develop lethal weapons of mass destruction that can destroy the Earth in no time. AI will make it possible for a nation to send robotic soldiers to war who can be more effective than human soldiers. The robotic soldiers can withstand extreme conditions and do not tire and would be significantly more difficult to fight. A nation that advances in AI will send drones and jets with similar technology to enemies' territories with a 0% risk since human life is not at stake. It is just impossible for a nation that has not embraced AI to challenge a nation that has fully adopted AI on the battlefield. The Tesla CEO is cautioning Putin of advancing AI due to the dangers it presents if misused. Promoting clean energy. The Tesla founder and CEO gave Putin a serious warning for allowing his country to over-rely on oil and gas, since he himself is a huge advocate for clean energy and utilizing sustainable resources. The tech billionaire advocates for a clean environment and will not amuse any nation that uses the non-renewable energy. Oil and gas account for more than 60% of Russia's exports. As such, there is a high carbon footprint in Russia that can cause global warming, which is a threat to human survival. There is no doubt that Elon is not happy since Russia is reversing its efforts on curbing climate change. However, Russia's less than friendly environmental practices are not the only thing Elon Musk is miffed about. At the end of 2021, Musk said that the SpaceX's Starlink satellites have had to dodge debris from a Russian missile test. Russia blasted one of its satellites with a missile earlier, which caused an explosion of debris that spread throughout Earth's orbit, traveling about 10 times the speed of a bullet. Astronauts on the International Space Station took shelter in their spaceships, prepared to vacate the station just in case disaster struck. The bits of debris are a threat to almost everything in Earth's orbit, including Starlink, the network of about 1,700 SpaceX internet satellites. This will become a constant problem for Elon Musk's SpaceX as it is growing its satellite constellation. The Federal Communications Commission has approved SpaceX to put 12,000 of its Starlink satellites into orbit, and the company has asked approval for about 30,000 more. The rivalry between SpaceX and Roscosmos. Musk and the Russian space organization have been at odds for a while now. The Russian space chief watched in awe as billionaires Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson took off into space in vehicles they helped fund and wished his country's billionaires would try to invest in similar projects, but in the first interview with Western media since assuming the role of Director General of Roscosmos, Dmitry Rogozin told CNN that our millionaires prefer to invest in yachts rather than spaceships. But maybe kids of current Russian millionaires will be much more wise creatures. There is no doubt that Rogozin is highly impressed with the boom in space tourism that is occurring in the United States, led by innovative tech-based companies. Rogozin said, "I like what your people are doing, people who spend their own money on things useful for overall society." However, Rogozin does reserve his highest praise for Elon Musk, the CEO and founder of SpaceX, and blames his own country's stagnation and space on the instability that followed the ruin of the Soviet Union. He said, "Mr. Elon Musk realizes many of the ideas and thoughts that we wanted to realize but did not get to because after the breakup of the Soviet Union, our space program halted for some time. We respect him as an organizer of the space industry and as an investor who is not afraid to take risks." Rogozin even took a step further by inviting the tech billionaire to be a guest at his home in Russia so that they could speak on multiple subjects, such as extraterrestrial life and how to utilize space to preserve life on planet Earth. He said, quote, "I already set the tea kettle on heat." However, the space chief and Musk haven't always been on the friendliest of terms and have a history of throwing jabs at each other on social media platforms such as Twitter. Ever since Rogozin became the head of Roscosmos, he has had a bit of a passive-aggressive attitude towards Elon Musk. The Russian chief commented on SpaceX's success with a miffed tone and complained that SpaceX's engineers are too gentle or that the rockets and spacecraft they use are not safe enough for astronauts. Now, this might just be because SpaceX basically wiped out the revenue streams of the Russian space industry. NASA used to pay Roscosmos a heavy sum of $400 million every year for crew transportation services to the ISS until SpaceX provided the alternative. Furthermore, in 2014, Rogozin was sanctioned by the United States as a result of his role as Russia's Deputy Prime Minister for Defense during the annexation of Crimea from Ukraine. The sanctions were also levied on Russia's space sector since rocket technology can often be utilized for nuclear missiles as well. Rogozin even tweeted about this by saying, "After analyzing the sanctions against our space industry, I suggest to the USA to bring their astronauts to the International Space Station using a trampoline." Until SpaceX launched its Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon capsule, NASA was completely dependent on Russian technology to get their astronauts to the International Space Station. But now, SpaceX successfully launched NASA astronauts for the first time from US soil in nearly a decade. After the success of this endeavor, Elon Musk replied to Rogozin's year-old tweet in a sarcastic tone by saying, "The trampoline is working." Attack on Musk's Starlink project. What further pushes Elon Musk away from Russia is Russia's negative response towards Musk's Starlink project. Elon is not happy with the words of the head of Roscosmos, who said that Starlink is a security threat to Russia. Rogozin and Elon Musk's sour history comes up again as the Russian space chief alleges that Starlink will be used to collect vital Russian information that puts the national interests at stake. Rogozin seems absolutely convinced that Starlink will share the information collected with the US Special Forces. As such, all foreign satellite services are banned in Russia. Anyone who has been found using SpaceX's Starlink internet service will be fined between $135 and $405. Starlink is Elon Musk's main project these days. It aims to provide satellite internet in all corners of the world. His major goal is to ensure that even the remote areas are able to access fast and reliable internet connections. The project depends on the SpaceX rocket launchers to send satellites to space. Once in space, the satellites will provide satellite internet. So far, SpaceX has been successfully able to send 1,915 satellites to space. Currently, Starlink has 145,000 subscribers who are spread among 25 nations, including the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. That's all for today, guys. If you enjoyed our video, then don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring the bell icon so you never miss out on one of our updates, and stay up to date on all things about our beloved billionaire genius, Elon Musk. See you next time. Thanks for watching.